Neuralink doesn't like that I'm telling people I'm the one doing everything. They said if people find out from the video I'm posting or creating, I take all my stories now and create a YouTube video, put it out, and then put a snippet of that on Twitter. They said they're going to kill somebody. This is why you're not supposed to be with them, because you're all being held hostage. C.J. Hollingsworth is Neuralink. Ty Doe is Neuralink. Westminster PD is Neuralink. Any law enforcement that's sitting in your life and has been sitting there, especially for the past 4 years, they're with Neuralink. They're holding you hostage. Some people may not see it as being a hostage, but if they tell you that you're not allowed to talk to somebody who's trying to save you from a human trafficking ring, or not allowed to be in this person's program, you have to go to this person, and then you're forced to give blowjobs because they're trying to change your culture, you're being held hostage. Is if I don't take credit for the information that's being put out, they're going to say somebody else did it, right? They say they did it. They say CJ came up with it. Ty Doe says he comes up with it. The FBI agent says he comes up with it. People say they're helping me out. They're just not doing anything about it. If that happens, then anybody who sees that they come out with the information, they get brought in and funneled into the extortion and sex trafficking ring, and this never stops, and then they still kill people. So it's like, I have to get the information out, but this is monkey mind pong. If I do something, if I take credit for the work that I do, Neuralink gets upset because they want credit, right? They said this is about this is what they're robbing me of, right? Credit. They want credit for everything that I do so they can maintain white supremacy. They don't want a black person to come up with stuff. They're invading social platforms, stop me from being able to get information out, prevent me from going viral, having people report anything that I post. They're doing all they can to silence me so they can once again maintain white supremacy, so they can put the information out, so they can appear to be intelligent. Elon Musk is doing the same thing while he's pretending like he's a savior. Anything I talk about, anything I touch on, they spread it, right? And other people come out with it. Some people have a reverse narrative of it. Some people put out some of the information that I say under their narrative. I mean, it's kind of the same. They just add some stuff or take some stuff out or just touch on the topics. That's how the Illuminati works. You're too intelligent, you have to share information because, once again, they're supposed to prevent the rise of Messiah, a savior, somebody who wakes everybody up. And they do it. This is what the Klan's been doing. This is what the new Klan is doing. After that, I posted that. They said, Elon Musk said, don't say that's what I'm doing to you. He said he wants to be the savior, right? He's pretending to be the savior while he's doing everything. He puts out the Epstein list while he's taking Epstein's place, right? While he's the one extorting people for financial and influential gain, right? And he comes out saying this is what's going on in the world, this is what America's doing, or has other people put out information, subliminal messages as well. His friends saying, just putting out there who they're attacking. They're doing everything out in the open, right? And it's all criminal, it's all illegal, but people don't see through it yet. He said, that's what this is about. Darian wanted to be able to enjoy his life. We wanted his life, right? Whether it was the support I had, whether it be socially or sexually, whatever it was. Neuralink said they wanted it. Again, they had some people with Neuralink who had never had sex before, and they saw the situation rise. People wanted to be involved with me. And they said it's not fair if they can't have sex and I can, or if nobody wants to have sex with them. And same thing with C.J. Hollingsworth. That's how they got him to turn on everybody. They said C.J. was a virgin. They didn't want him to be a virgin anymore. And then you had Ty Doe's situation. And this is not a joke. I'm not making this up. They said his fiance didn't want to have sex with him. So both of them were willing to sell everybody out. And trust me, I should have no idea CJ was a virgin. I should have no idea that Ty Doe's fiance didn't want to have sex with him. But that's the deal they made with Neuralink to sell out everybody. Neuralink didn't want to give it up. They said we wanted to be involved with sex. So that's what they're doing. They don't want to give it up. They don't want to give up anything. They said we're going to take over this entire operation, take over the positions of the human trafficking industry itself. So they have the opportunity to do stuff like that, and then torture me at the same time because they said I shouldn't have had a better life than them, or I shouldn't have been smarter than them. And Elon Musk said the same thing, right? That's just about. I had to sacrifice my life for white supremacy. He said I couldn't have my life on my own. I had to have a pedophile club in my life, and I didn't want that. And trust, there was kids and adults involved. I never touched any kids. I said I wanted the adults, and they say if you look at the text messages, you'll see they say, Derry, I didn't want to do anything like this, so we're gonna do it. They kidnapped the boys in my basketball program and started abusing them. They were sexualized by some of the footage and some of the stuff that I was talking about when they gave me the blue chew. They gave me the truth serum, and yeah, they went and they just targeted the kids. They said they didn't want to do girls because girls would have told on them, and then they're going after kids who are smaller than them that they could bully, they could abuse, and using Neuralink. These are to catch a predator suspect extremists. These are some of the worst predators ever, and they're covering it up. They said the kids had to help them become cool, right? They wanted to have a cool personality. They said if you have people who wanted to be sexually involved with you, then it's not fair to us, and basically copy everything Darion does to make the new Darion. That's what a lot of this was about, sex. And on top of that, they wanted my mind. They wanted my business. And wanted everything. That's why I've said before, said I was the jackpot. I was a lottery. I said my life had everything in it that they wanted. In the beginning, they said my life was too entertaining. I couldn't have it on my own. And they won't leave. They refuse to leave. They're holding kids hostage. They said, not just kids, holding people hostage. They said you have to want to be with them. You have to want to be with CJ and Tydo. If you don't, you're concentrated. People have been killed for not wanting to be with them. That's what it was. They said it wasn't fair to them. They said if it was about me on my way to be rich, see, Elon Musk is rich already. Or they had some YouTube trainers. They said, Derek's not even on YouTube. We should have this. And having to listen to this all day, they're some of the most immature people ever. All the conversations are about sex. Everything they talk about is about sex. It's like when you do something for the first time and it's all you can think about, right? And you see a kid goes to Disneyland for the first time, and obviously they want to go back, right? And these guys are like season ticket holders that they stole and live down the street, right? They won't go back. They refuse to stop, right? And throughout the night, I'm being taunted because the kids that I care about, or they're adults, some of them are a lot of them are adults now. They're being forced to give blowjobs. They're being forced to do all kinds of things, and these guys come in. They're having other kids give them blowjobs. They're doing it as well. The basketball trainers are doing it, and nobody wants to be with them. And I say that the kids get punished, so I hate that I have to put that out there over and over again. But nobody wants life like this. Not one kid involved with this would have had to give anybody a blowjob if they'd been with me, right? But again, they use law enforcement, forced them to go into the human trafficking ring funnel where they were set up, and now once again everybody's being held hostage. Some are dead. Some are dead. And they use other kids to cover it up who are scared. They use families to cover it up because they're scared. And it's like if somebody hacks the phone, somebody checks, they change everything, they change the scenario, they force people to say they don't want to be on my side when there's plenty of evidence that they do. It's just when somebody comes in to investigate, they put all kinds of distractions into the text messages, into the Instagram messages, Snapchat messages, doing everything they can to make it look like everybody just left me because they wanted to be involved with them, involved with CJ, involved with Tydo, who are extremely manipulative. World domination plan. It was said once by one of the pedophile club members through Neuralink. They're taking over the world so they won't be without sex. That's what this is. They're taking over everything, and they got all these people coming in to help them maintain it. They started the human trafficking ring. They have everybody else doing what they're doing, just like I said earlier. When Great Britain went in and started labor trafficking Africans. Say, okay, well, you guys do it, now we're okay. And that's what they're doing with the human trafficking ring, right? Where they take these kids, my kids, they're using them to extort other people, right? They've been doing this the whole time. The entire time. You got some people out there who know what it is. Police officers know what it is, but since they're being concentrated, right, they have a thought of not wanting to do it, and they're punished for it, right? And they don't want to have to go through these punishments, so they pretend like it's something that they want to do, but it's obviously that they don't. Knew of my plans. They were telling people that I was too intelligent, I knew too much. They didn't want to leave me. They knew that I was about to blow up. They saw my Instagram following growing. They saw everything I had planned out, a lot of the things I had planned out. These guys came in lying to everybody, manipulating everybody left and right. Darion hates Asians. Darion doesn't care about you guys. And if you don't go with it, you're concentrated, right? They create the narrative about me, and if you don't agree with what they say, you're sent to the concentration camp. This is the protocol they've used throughout history to rob people of everything, and they copy my culture. They said they were stealing my religion, robbing me of influence. These are the things that they've said, and this is exactly what's going on right now. It's a protocol, once again, that's been used over and over again, and it's very, very easy to outline. Everything I'm saying is provable. There's evidence of it all. But Neuralink doesn't want the evidence to get out because it makes them look pathetic. It makes them look extremely pathetic. They say it makes them look like losers. And they don't want that. They said it's alternate universe. They want me to be a loser. Like we're switching places. They said we want to be the ones that are cool. And you had sex already. It's our turn to have sex. And I didn't really want to make this about sex because that's not what it's about to me. It's about me being robbed of my life and kids being robbed of their lives. We're being robbed of our lives by Neuralink, who feel like they can do whatever they want, and they're manipulating on everybody on the other side, right? They create all these storylines, right? This is a pyramid that they build of people, and everybody has a different storyline that's supposed to villainize me as much as possible, but that's not what it is. I'm being robbed. Neuralink tries to control the narrative. So what happens is they have my phone hacked. They control everything. They'll send out screenshots or screen grabs, screen records to law enforcement, to military personnel. If it's not Neuralink, it's people who are working for them. And like in the beginning, I was being extorted, right? So even if they did have a warrant, which in the very beginning they did not, they couldn't use it because you can't extort somebody and then say that's what it was. You can't watch somebody for a year and say, okay, we'll get a warrant later, right? But they still pass around footage of my phone. They manipulate everything as much as possible to kill my influence or create storylines around it. So they'll split up everything I'm saying and make it look like I said something that incriminates me or makes me look bad. It's very frustrating, but they can't really do anything in public. It's all done behind the scenes. Being trafficked for entertainment, right? I'm being trafficked for influence because whenever I go and I try to recruit somebody to start something new, they're taking them from them. They're in my phone. If I have them on Instagram, they contact them through Instagram, or if I have their phone number, they contact them through text message, say, okay, you have to go over here with them, right? So as I recruit people, an influencer is a career, right? A lot of people have this as a career. They say, okay, we get it. So I'm being used for that as well. With the traffic for influence, and then traffic for intelligence, where they're taking every thought that I have and they're learning from it. Like Neuralink has learned a lot from me. They said I knew things that they planned on researching in the future, right? So the main traffic for all three. And then even with the phone, in the state of California, if you stream somebody masturbating, it's sex trafficking, right? And I've had to go through all, they can't go to court and say he did this. Look, here's what happened on his phone, because then I get to sue for that. It's just everything has to be done behind the scenes. They don't want this to go to court. With my current possession of flammable materials case, they don't want that to go to court. They're pushing me back. They got the district attorney's office, Orange County District Attorney's Office, Orange County Public Defender's Office, helping them keep me out of court. Once again, human trafficking ring. They take over cities. Ku Klux Klan take over cities. They control everybody. Extortion, sex trafficking ring, or intimidation, or enticement, however you want to word it.
and they get everybody to go by the Ku Klux Constitution, or the Constitution with a K. There's cases where it outlines everything that I'm going through, the kids are going, not everything the kids are going through, but everything I'm going through. It's happened before. And this is the protocol. I said before, this started with U.S. Army personnel, U.S. Air Force personnel, U.S. Secret Service, and an FBI agent, right? They were doing it. They got Westminster PD involved with it. These guys are the ones doing it. And as Neuralink said before, COINTELPRO works. So they set everybody else up, right? They tried to set the community up. They're passing around the link to my phone. It's going to say somebody else had it. They want the community, everybody was supporting me and being passed the link to watch my phone to go down for. They want them to be the ones that get in trouble. They were supporting me, right? They were watching to make sure nobody else did anything to me. But these guys tried to set them up, right? These guys are corrupt from the beginning. And nobody wants to see it that way because they've taken an oath. And a lot of people believe, especially if you're already in law enforcement or in a government job, or you're extremely sheltered, law enforcement can't do anything wrong. They took an oath. They can't do anything wrong. You can go through TikTok videos all day and see a bunch of corruption. Almost all the time. All these videos of police officers raping kids, killing people. It happens, right? You can't just assume it doesn't. And this is the situation that we're in. And throughout history, if you look it up, the Klan goes in and premiates, that's how they worded it with the state of California reparations report. They go into cities or states and they merge with governments, right? And they use those governments to attack people. That's protocol. That's what's going on right now. And for some people it's so hard to believe, but this is accurate. Right, everything that's on my story or on my Twitter account, Coach Darion, COACHDERRION, is real. Right, same thing on my YouTube, Monkey with the Mohawk. Right, or my Instagram, Balaxy Club Prez, BALLAXY CLUBPREZ, or my Instagram or Facebook, Monkey with the Mohawk. TikTok's also Monkey with the Mohawk. It's spelled just how it sounds. But once again, I'm putting all this information out. They don't want me to put the information out. As I've said before, God's involved with the situation. They can't kill me, or else they would have done it already, because I've basically decoded everything. And it's like they don't want me to have influence. They want to torture me while they live my life. Right? Said your life isn't yours anymore. Right, this is quotes from them. I had a bunch of quotes, everything they said. I was locked up because they said I was incompetent to stand trial. Though I fully understand everything. Being incompetent to stand trial means you don't understand court procedure, you don't understand the law. I went to a police academy and I was a criminal justice major. I understand what I'm doing. Right? It's frustrating. I've been set up. Of going to the police academy, my Facebook, Westminster PD took my laptop, they took my phone. They're not using them as evidence, but they have it so I can't have the stuff back, right? They have this system where they want to screw you over as much as possible if they feel like you're a criminal, right? They took me to the jail. They said I had one black bag. There's no laptop in it anymore, right? They kept it. They said he had one white iPhone. No, I had two Androids, right? They're just making up stuff. And my phones had the contacts in them, all these people who were victimized, right? So I can't communicate with anybody. I can't log on to my Google account. I can log into my Facebook account. But with the whole police academy thing, like I brought up a second ago, they deleted the pictures, right? Pictures are gone, right? I had former coaching for pictures that are gone. A bunch of my stuff is gone, right? And I don't have access to it. That was the only way, right? This is a large amount of corruption going on. On top of that, they deactivated my Facebook multiple times. I have screenshots of it, right? That's Westminster PD. They're the only ones with access to it. What else? They went around trying to kill my influence for Neuralink, right? There's a bunch of corruption involved with this situation. They went to schools. I found a forum on Facebook where they were saying Westminster PD's investigating him, trying to kill my influence. Westminster PD went around telling all the schools I was being investigated. This was a couple years ago, right? They've been doing it for 4. They went through my basketball program, told people that they weren't allowed to talk to me. FBI agent, Secret Service agent did the same thing. You guys can't talk to him. Secret Service agent forced some of the kids to give him a blowjob and told me he wasn't allowed to be with me at all, and if they did, they would kill him. Right? This was the Illuminati. This is the original Illuminati for Neuralink to go over.